Senator Wyden.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. O'Neill, let me start with you. Republicans are trying to rush through now the largest cuts to Medicaid in history. Yet I have been trying to figure out the positions of Republicans on Medicaid, and I'd like to see if you could help us. Your colleague sitting next to you, Mr. Andres, signed off on a House Budget Committee wish list of more than $2 trillion in Medicaid cuts. Senator Hawley, on the floor of the Senate, joined me in an amendment to strike Republican Medicaid cuts from their budget. Mehmet Oz, who now oversees CMS, came before the committee, and he endorsed taking nurses out of nursing homes. That's a Medicaid cut. And Donald Trump said if Republicans in their bill cut Medicaid, he wouldn't approve it. He said he would veto it. And my friend and seatmate over here has repeatedly said that he's not for cutting Medicaid. So those are 5 separate positions with respect to one of the biggest health decisions facing our country in years and years. Since we're trying to sort all this out, you'd be the nominee for the #2 spot at HHS. Why don't you give us a hand? Why don't you tell us what the Republican position on these Medicaid cuts is, since I just told you there were five separate positions on Medicaid. What can you tell us about what the position actually is? Because it's coming up quick.
Thank you for the question, Senator. By the way, I really enjoyed our phone call last week. Thank you for taking the time. So, you know, not every member of every party always agrees. That's why we have so many wonderful members of this chamber and the other chamber. People are allowed to have their own opinions about the best way to move forward. So Medicaid was created in the 60s to serve some very vulnerable populations that really needed help. It's important that it continue to serve those populations. I think that should always be its focus.
Well, my time is very short. Why don't you tell me, since you're not answering my question about the 5 different positions, do you support cutting Medicaid? Yes or no?
Senator, I was not involved in the House proposal that you're...
I asked you about you. Do you support cutting Medicaid?
Senator,
yes or no question.
I support focusing Medicaid on protecting the most vulnerable populations, the ones that it was created to support in the 1960s.
Okay.
I think it should always...
I'm going to move on. Let the record show that I asked you yes or no. Do you support cutting Medicaid? You did not answer. Mr. Andres, same question, yes or no?
Senator, I'm not sure that that can be answered in a yes or no way. The budget proposal that you referred to originally was really a set of options that were developed by a host of different people, including the Congressional Budget Office.
I understand that, but you want a key position in the healthcare field, and you're going to be shaping healthcare policy in a very dramatic way. So I'm just trying to figure out what you guys actually think, because I said there are 5 separate positions. So why don't you tell me yes or no, are you in favor of cutting Medicaid?
So if you're talking about taking away benefits from the most vulnerable people in this country, the answer would be no.
But that is like the argument that was made on the floor of the Senate and would open up the prospect for cutting a lot of other Medicaid services to a lot of other people. Do you want to answer yes or no whether you're for cutting Medicaid?
Well, I thought I just answered that for cutting benefits to the most vulnerable people.
That would open up a way, because the question of what constitutes a vulnerable person isn't defined by law. So this is code for cutting benefits, and that's what you've said. Question for you, Mr. O'Neill, before my time is up. I was recently in Medford, and what I had to deal with there is the fact that the Head Start benefits for folks there had essentially been frozen, and I had to unfreeze them. So people were ecstatic that I was there, and we made all these calls to the Administration for Children and Families. But they're worried about what's going to happen now, because it's not clear that the administration will support Head Start in the future. Can you explain to Oregon families why your department would be putting those young people and those young families at risk?
Senator, I don't work at the department. I'm not aware of any decision to reduce Head Start. If confirmed, I would definitely be involved in any decision like
Well,
that.
do you support Head Start or not? Are you for cutting that too?
Senator, I do. I had the pleasure of working with Head Start when I was at HHS before. We were always looking for ways to make it better and for ways to improve early childhood development through a variety of means. I think those continue to be
I'm going to hold the
essential
record open
goals.
so that you can answer my question, yes or no. I'm glad that you're interested in all kinds of, concepts about Head Start. But what I saw in Medford is that the program had been frozen. People were going to get hurt until I stepped in. We got that resolved, but they're still worried. I'll hold the record open, and with respect to the questions I've asked you, if you want to answer directly a yes or no question, I'll look forward to it. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.